Hey there guys and gals, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be coming out with another Terraria tutorial for you guys to figure out how to better your Terraria experience. So basically what we're going to be covering today is how to get all of the minion staffs or summoning staffs to help you in your battles against bosses or invasions or just enemies or farming even. One little thing, I'm not going to stand any profanity in the comments section down below. We've been having problems with that. If the profanity is offensive towards people or people groups or even me, I will delete it. So, that aside, let's get to some just normal Minion Notes. This is about the video now, and these are things that you may want to know about minions. Okay, so minions cannot be damaged or killed. So once you spawn them, they're yours for the entire game until you leave the game. They're gone after that. But they cannot be damaged or killed when you spawn them. When I say they leave after you leave the game, I mean you have to re-summon them. They don't. It doesn't like use the specific slime staff, so don't get mixed up with that. Anyways, they cannot be damaged or killed by any enemy or yourself. You can despawn them by right-clicking up here, but they cannot be killed. So a minion costs 10 mana to summon, as you can see, just 10, not that much, and that's just once. It does not cost continuous mana, so that's very good. Minions, although they cost mana to spawn, do not do magic damage. They do summon damage. Different, very different, and it's not magic. Some people may sometimes think that it is, but it's not. It's summon. And it doesn't matter if they use a ranged attack or a up close like the pirate, it's always summon. So another thing is you can only have one minion by default. You can't spawn two by default unless you have special armors or accessories. So it's default one. That's the cap that you can have. Another thing, sentries are minions, but they're temporary and they cannot move at all. They just shoot at your enemies. So they are different. They're temporary. They cannot move. It's very different than a normal minion, and for that reason we're not going to be going over them today. We're going to be going over them in another video maybe, but not this one. So yeah, if you're disappointed by that, I'm sorry. I'll have a link in the description if I do come out with that video. If it's not in the description, then it's not out yet. Another thing is we're not going to cover any summoner accessories or armor. Again, maybe I'll do that in another video, but not this one because there's a lot of those, and I'm not going to try and cram it into one video. Alright, without further ado, let's get started. I'll be right back. Alright, to start off today, we are going to get one of the lowest damaging minions, and one of the first obtainable. Please, I'm not going to argue which one you can really first get. I'm just going to do it in my own order. So it's in my own order. Please don't argue about what order you think it is in. Alright, so to start off, the slime staff is well, you can see it here. It's one of the first obtainable, but it is very hard to get. I'll get to that later. It does 8 damage, so that is okay for a beginner in Terraria. Its knockback is very weak, which is common, I think, in almost actually every minion. I think every single minion that can move, and its critical chance is 4%, which is also common among minions. I think there's only one exception to that rule. So it's very low, the critical chance. So like instead of getting like 8 damage, he might get 10. That's what critical chance is, and there's only a 4% chance for him to get like 9. See there? So the best modifier for this, so if you want to go to the Goblin Tinkerer and reforge this staff, the best modifier for, I still think every single minion staff is Ruthless. Not mythical, or it's not mythical, surprisingly, but it is Ruthless. The slime staff is dropped from slime zombies with the 0.01% chance. Very, very low. But since you kill so many slimes, there is a slight chance that you would get it. The chances increase because like every single day in Terraria you kill a lot of slimes. As you can see, they're everywhere. Pinky, the chances are raised extremely well, 1% from Pinky. So it's still very hard because Pinky is a rare slime that just appears. Pinky is pink and small, but very rare. Sand slimes, it's a 0.13% chance, so that's better, but still still very low. Alright, on to the next staff, the Hornet Staff. So this one can fly, as you can see, and it does ranged attacks, unlike the Slime Staff. Its damage is 9. Its knockback is very weak, as usual. Its critical chance is 4%, as usual. Its best modifier is Ruthless, as usual. And it is made from 14 beeswax. So you make it at an iron anvil or lead anvil. So how you get beeswax is you have to go down into the underground jungle, find a beehive, and then you have to spawn queen bee, and beeswax will drop from that boss, and then you can make this guy. So you know, it may be a little bit challenging at earlier stages, but you know, if you are earlier in the game, I'd say it's worth it. Okay, next up is the Imp Staff, which does 21 damage, quite an upgrade from the Hornet Staff, a lot of an upgrade. The knockback as usual, the CC is always the same, the best modifier is the same, so they're just going to stay same throughout the video. If there is a change, then I will notify you guys on that, but right now I'm just going to skip that. The Imp Staff is made from 17 Hellstone bars. So how you're going to make Hellstone bars is you're going to need a Hell Forge down from the underworld, so you have to dig straight down until you come to the underworld or you fall through. And what you're going to want to do is get that, get ready to smelt some stuff. You're going to need obsidian, which is what obsidian is made when water and lava collide with each other. So you're going to want to dump water on lava or lava on water, which is a little bit harder, but if you do that, you can collect obsidian and start making your hellstone bars. So what you want to do is go down to the underworld, and there are hellstone ore in the underworld. So you get the hellstone ore, which is every time you break one, a little block of lava comes out, so be very careful when mining. And you mix the obsidian and hellstone ore to make hellstone bars in the hellstone forge. Very complicated, but it is going to be almost a must in the later game to destroy the wall of flesh. So on to the next one. Well, actually, you know what, if you see this guy fire the fireballs, let's test it on this guy. You see him fire those fireballs cannot go through water, so that's a note that you may want to consider. Next up is the Spider Staff, which is they said special because it can only I didn't understand it on the wiki, but you know what, we're just going to ignore that. The damage is 26, so that's 5 up from the Imp Staff, and it is made from 16 spider fangs. So how you're going to want to get that is you're going to want to go down into the cavern layer, I believe, find a spider nest and black recluses, and I'll tell you, if you're early in the game, they are actually very hard to get. So you know what, this torch is not working, doesn't matter. Anyways, let's test this guy out. Let's let you guys see what it can do. So you're going to want to kill black recluses, and once you kill those black recluses, they will drop spider fangs, which you can make this spider staff with at a iron anvil, I think, iron or lead anvil. Okay, we were having a little bit of a problem with nighttime zombies, and it happened to be a blood moon at a time. I was going over the Optic Staff, but I decided to get rid of that little part because, well, it was a little bit distracting with all the monsters around, and a couple of wyverns spawned in, so it was very fun. I'm sorry you guys had to miss it, but let's get right to business. The Optic Staff does 30 damage. It is made from, we're going to skip the critical chance, the knockback, and the best modifier because it's always the same, almost always. And they are made from 1 black lens, which drops from a demon eyes or wandering eyes, rarer than normal lenses. 2 lenses, which drop from wandering eyes and demon eyes, rather commonly. 12 hollowed bars, which you can get from any mechanical boss after you defeat the wall of flesh in the underworld. And 20 souls of sight, which you can only get from the twins. They are a mechanical boss, and you will have to kill them first. You have to make the twin spawner and then kill the twins with it, with your new weapons, I would suggest Hollowwood armor, maybe adamantite. But then you get your 20 souls of sight. You take it to an anvil, I think a mithril anvil, and you craft it. Yes, it's a mithril anvil, and you craft the Optic Staff. It is a very handy weapon. And one pair of these guys, as you can see, it's two of them, and they both look different, count as only one towards your minion count. So you just spawn them, and two are just automatically in. And there's a difference. These guys cannot go through blocks like most minions, so unless like you fly away, they'll go through blocks to catch up to you, but they can't naturally go through blocks. Alright, next up is the Pirate Staff, which is one of my personal favorites. See, there's 3 different variants of them. That guy, and then there's one more. There he is. So 3 different variants. The damage is 40, and I made sure that I would remember to say that the knockback is average. So this is different than most. The knockback is usually very weak, but for these guys the knockback is average. So that's different, but everything else is the same. They are dropped from pirates during a pirate invasion or the Flying Dutchman. You can get the pirate invasion like scroll thing for the invasion from the ocean. Any enemies in the ocean, you can get them from there, and then you can spawn it, and you can either defeat a bunch of pirates, and it could possibly drop, or you could fight a Flying Dutchman, which is a mini boss in the invasion, and you have a 1% chance of it to drop. Alright, next up is the, you know what, correct me in the comments down below if I'm wrong, Pygmy Staff. So the damage is 34. It's lower than the Pirate Staff, but you know, I think that, I don't know, I really like them, and I don't think the damage really matters. The knockback, well, as usual, is very weak. And it is dropped from Plantera. 25% in normal mode, 50% chance in expert mode. So if you want to defeat Plantera, that's a very long thing to get into, but if you go down in the underground jungle and you defeat all of the mechanical bosses, you can get into a temple, the Lizard Temple, and destroy Plantera. No, what am I saying? That's Golem. Scratch all of that. I have no idea why I was saying that. Plantera is once you defeat all of the mechanical bosses, you go down in the underground jungle, and little flower bulbs will spawn. You can break one of those. Be ready. And Plantera will spawn, and you can fight Plantera as many times as you want, depending on how many bulbs you have in your world. And it's a 25% chance to drop. Excuse me, it is not going down into the underground jungle, into the Lizard Temple. That was false information. You defeat Plantera for it. Alright, so next up is the Xeno Staff, which does 36 damage, 2 above the Pygmy Staff, and I like it a lot. I really do like the Xeno Staff. See, little flying UFO, awesome. And it is dropped from a Martian saucer during the Martian Madness event. So I think this just spawns randomly. It's not like I don't think you can actually spawn it. I don't know much about it because back in my day when I used to play Terraria, there was no Martian Madness event. So some things I'm lacking in information, and one of those areas would be the Martian Madness event. I've actually never played the Martian Madness event. Actually, you know what? I have, but I can't remember how I spawned it. So I don't remember how it started, but I have indeed played the Martian Madness event. Anyways, it is post-Golem, so you have to defeat Golem to actually for the Martian Madness event to start. So this is how you defeat Golem. As I was saying before, it's like the wrong information, the false information. This is how you defeat him. You go down into the underground jungle. After you've defeated Plantera, there will be a temple down there, a Lizard Temple. I'm not going to go into huge detail, but Plantera will drop a key, and once you get down there, you open the gate, you can go fight Golem, and once you beat him, Martian Madness event can happen, and you can get this guy from the Martian saucer. Alright, next up is the Raven Staff, which does 37 damage, 1 more damage than the Xeno Staff. It's very good. I very much like the Raven Staff. I don't know why. I do. I really like it. It is dropped from the Pumpkin, which the Pumpkin is a mini boss during the Halloween event. the Pumpkin Moon, I think it's called. You know, I'm having kind of a brain fart there, but I've played it so many times, and I can't even remember what it's called. But anyways, I think it is the Pumpkin Moon. And you're going to need to craft a special medallion for it to spawn it. And then once you do it, there's like 14 waves, I think. And each wave that goes through, you have more of a chance for this to drop. So like from the first wave, it's 1.79% chance to drop from the Pumpkin, to the last wave, it's 14.29% chance to drop from him. Alright, next up is the Tempest Staff, which is another one of my favorites. You guys are probably like, oh come on, he likes them all. But anyways, I really do love this. This is 50 damage, a 13 damage increase from the Raven Staff. It is awesome, and it is dropped from Duke Fishron. So the Duke Fishron, he is a hard boss to beat if you don't have 1.3 update armor, post Moonlord. I guess not really post Moonlord, Moonlord armor. But it's a 20% chance drop from him. So how you're going to want to defeat Duke Fishron is you're going to want to go down to the underground mushroom biome and get a truffle worm with a bug net, and they are very hard to find. Watch some tutorials on that because you're definitely going to need to watch a tutorial for that, because it's actually a very hard process to find the truffle worm. But this guy is freaking awesome. Just look at him. He shoots freaking Sharknadoes. Good movie, Sharknado. Anyways, I'll be right back, guys. Going to shift to the next staffs, and I'll be right back at you. Alright guys, we are getting into some late game stabs. These are late game, but very, very good. Overpowered almost. So to start out with these late game weapons, and we've kind of already gotten into some late game weapons like the Tempest Staff. But as I was saying, to start out, we're going to start with the Deadly Sphere Staff, which right here, look at that thing. That thing is awesome. And it comes in many different variations, if I'm correct. Maybe I'm not. I think maybe it's when it attacks, it like changes colors. There's something special that happens to it, but I can't quite remember what it is. Anyways, it is dropped during a solar eclipse from a Deadly Sphere. So a solar eclipse will just randomly happen late game when you're playing, and once it starts, it'll drop from a Deadly Sphere during the event, and it's a 2.5% chance to drop. So if you're lucky, you will get one, and trust me, it is a very good weapon. I very much like it. Next up is the Stardust Dragon Staff. Yes, this staff, in my opinion, is the best staff in the game. Now, some people may argue with me as to if it's their favorite, but to me, it's my favorite. Like, no arguments, it's my favorite. So it does 40 damage. I know it seems lower, but it's just awesome. I know it seems lower, but it's just, I think it's faster and stuff, so it is definitely an upgrade from the Deadly Sphere Staff by a lot. So it is made from 18 Stardust fragments at an Ancient Manipulator. To get in, how to get the Ancient Manipulator, you have to defeat the cultists, I do believe, and you have to defeat many solar pillars. And when you get to the Stardust pillar, it will drop Stardust fragments. Use them wisely, because it's hard to beat. So once you get these Stardust fragments, you can make this Stardust Dragon Staff at the Ancient Manipulator. Instead of spawning more, like if you have a special accessory, like you know how minions usually spawn 2, 3, it actually grows in length instead, so it grows longer. It can have more area to attack, so it does grow longer, and I really do love this minion. I think it is freaking awesome. So next up, I hate to go so quickly from this staff, but the Stardust Cell Staff, which I don't like as much as the Stardust Dragon Staff, but you know what, some of you do like it a lot more, and I could see how you could, but I just don't. Its damage is 60, and it is made from 18 Stardust fragments once again. At the Ancient Manipulator, same way before, it's like a pick and choose thing, whichever one you like more. It attaches to enemies. Like, let's have an example here. So once you get it, it kind of attaches to its enemies and does damage continuously. As you can kind of see, it kind of sticks to them. It continues to do damage. It'll fade off after a while, but it's special in that way because it like sticks to its enemies and kind of like a virus. It just like attacks them, continuously deals damage, and then kills them. So look at that, I got a skeleton banner. But anyways, that is all the minions, guys. I hope you liked this video. I tried to make it brief because it's a lot of staffs, and I don't want to waste all of your guys' day. You guys are probably just like, come on, let's get through it. I want to know how to make this stuff. Just a brief overview on it. If you guys think otherwise, just let me know in the comment section respectfully. And if you guys like this video, please like my video, and if you really liked it, subscribe to my channel. This is Nether River, and I hope you guys have an awesome day, whether it's night, morning, or evening, whatever part of the day it is. I hope you very much enjoy it. I'll see you guys later, and peace out.